Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. I hope you're having yourself a great day. Today we're going to do a Crucible of War market update for you. It's been a spicy last couple hours with the Rune Blade being announced as the next hero type for Tales of Aria. We have seen some interest in some of the Rune Blade cards from Crucible of War. That's so if you want to support the channel, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. Get you access to a collection tracker as well as discounts on lots of things and product, and you get access to a Midtown Merchant discount code, 10% off every month. That's a great way to support the channel and get access to that collection tracker, as well as a Discord community. We run 3 armory events a week. I run one, and 2 other stores run armory events in the server as well. We have a great time. It's a good time. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Let's check out Crucible of War and see what is going on with the cards. Right now, if you are taking a look at first edition boxes, you're sitting, I'm going to call it 800. Let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to call it 800 on eBay. You've got like 775 is the most recent sold. But then on TCG Player, we're starting to see the market kind of shift over to like the 825 range. So I'm going to call it 800. I think if you're shopping on Facebook, you could probably get yourself some boxes a little bit cheaper than that. Just kind of depends on where and why you're buying. So that's actually up a little bit. This percentage stuff on my graph and charts, something's a little screwy on some of these things, so I'll try to point out where the percentages are a little screwy. Something's going on in the back end. Unlimited boxes, you can get them right now on TCG Player for $84. You can head over to cavdainsmarket.com and get a case at map if you rather do that, which would be $77 a box, something like that, 77, 75, whatever. I think it's $316 for a case, and that supports the channel as well. So cavdainsmarket.com if you're interested in that. Let's hop over then and talk about the shard. The shard sitting at 2,500. That a couple weeks ago we had a sale at 2,500. Actually, it was last week. That was a 9.0. We still haven't seen a non-graded first edition cold foil shard sell since then. This is lower prices. This is what I think is really important. We are now at prices that are down towards where we were all the way back in December of last year. So this is no longer a market reaction to the whole big spike. We are now down below that price point. We had a huge spike up to 4,500, and then we sat at like this $3,500 range. I really thought that 3,500 was going to be the bottom for the shard, but it does not appear that is. It appears like the new bottom is around 2,500. It'd be really interesting to see what happens over the next couple weeks. I don't think that unlimited affects the value of the shard. Nobody I know is running, other than me and my Cheyenne deck, was running the cold foil shard in a sleeve in the deck. Your unlimited shard is sitting at around $230. You can see they are selling pretty heavily at that price point. That just seems to be where it is. The supply is getting bigger though for Crucible of War or singles, not smaller. Keep that in mind, and we will talk about that when we get to unlimited. But before then, let's hop in to first edition and see, is it worth it to open up an $800 box of Crucible of War? All right, right now, biggest news in Crucible of War is going to be talking about the Twinning Blade and going to be talking about the Bloodsheath Skeleton. Twinning Blade Extended Rainbow Foil. There were 2 major sales this week. I don't know if it was the same person. I don't know who it was. We had one sale last week for 2,500 that was a 9.5. And then this week we had a BGS 9 sell for $2,000 and a PSA 9 sell for 2,200. Now, historically, in Flesh and Blood, we deal with this idea that 9s are slightly above, if not equal, with ungraded raw cards. I think that's going to start shifting eventually. I'm going to go ahead and call this 1,800 based around those 2 prices. That price point kind of puts it back up to around where it was at its peak. Let me show you where we see the Twinning Blade, the historic data. The peak was at 1,800, so I didn't feel super confident in putting it above the peak price based upon the rest of the market. But I will put it at 1,800 because of these 2 sales that were above, or $2,000 and 2,200 for PSA 9 and BGS 9. So important thing going on. I think one of the important things to note is that was not reprinted in Crucible Unlimited. You will never be able to get the full art, or I guess they haven't technically said that, but all things suggest that you will never be able to get the extended art 20 blade again, making it one of the more rare cards on par with a cold foil. Again, it's not agreed, like they didn't come out and say that, but based on them not reprinting it in Unlimited, I think that kind of suggests it, and I think it's a pretty safe bet if that's your gamble there. Meanwhile, no Cheyenne sold, and no tunics, have moved from this kind of 185 price point. All right, let's talk about the first edition Majestic cold foils. Okay, so one thing is that I ran these numbers. These numbers are as of like 11:30 today, and so there hasn't been any sales of the Bloodsheath Skeleton in cold foil that I've seen yet. I would anticipate that that's a card, if you have currently listed and you don't want to get rid of it below, you may consider taking it down. I do think that that's going to be an interesting card based upon the Runeblade Hero, whatever it ends up being. I think that those are kind of some things, like keep in mind that whenever a new hero is spoiled, the cards tend to spike up. We're going to talk about this in Unlimited a little bit because I think it's even more relevant there. Meanwhile, Gambler's Gloves, though, a card that used to see a peak of around this price, is now reaching it. We got a sold listing last week of 400, a sold listing this week of 500. 2 weeks ago, I don't know if this is the same person who's kind of getting a position in on them or what's going on, but they are kind of starting to trend upwards. That is up 42%. Yeah, so interesting to see that. Crater Fist is up a little bit as well with the Guardian being revealed. I think that had some. This is what I'm saying with, like, Crater Fist was up 18%. Bloodsheath has not reacted yet to the market. I don't know if it will, but Crater Fist did when we saw the Guardian Hero was revealed. So and I don't even think it really applies that much to the Guardian Hero, to be honest with you, but maybe I'm missing something. Metacarpus Node actually went down 16%. Visiertronic went up slightly. Breeze Rider Boots went up slightly. Skullhorn went up slightly. And Perch Grapplers actually trending down a little bit. I guess nobody's anticipating Lexi on that one. So yeah, you're seeing this. I wanted to show you Gambler's Gloves to show you the peak here, to see where we kind of are based around that. The peak price, we did have a sold listing one time over at $1,000, but kind of really the market was probably, I would consider it right here on this, whatever the sale was, which seems to be about $750 around there. That's what I kind of say the average. And we're sitting around $500 now. All right, let's hop on over to the rare cold foils. A little uptick here on the rare cold foils. Sledge of Valheim, there's one sold for $160. We've got Talishar the Lost Prince at $155. We've got Reaping Blade at $125, Redliner at $125, Mandible Claws at $115, Aether Conduit at $80. Those are all the upticks. We also have downticks in like Zephyr Needle, Edge of Autumn down 15%, Plasma Barrel Shot down 16%. So overall, these are all kind of bouncing and finding their price point still. I think it's really important to remember that this is a player's market right now. It is not a collector's market right now. And that is what's causing some of these upticks and downticks. The whole market's not moving together. Now you're seeing individuals who are trying to bling out their decks. That is who is buying these cards, in my opinion, currently. So, Sledge of Valheim, that we're nowhere near this peak price of $450. That card just skyrocketed for whatever reason. Honestly, this is one of those cards that I think probably the 120, 140, 150 is probably a healthier bet than the 300 to 400. Just the market was doing some weird things back then. All right, let's talk about first edition Rainbow Majestics, Rainbow Foil Majestics. What we're starting to see here is a downtick. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Monarch has kind of suggested there's not a huge premium on first edition. I'm very, very interested. I actually watched a video that I did a long time ago today to kind of refresh my brain on my opinions were in the past. But it's going to be interesting to see how the market accepts Rainbow Foil Unlimited and first edition cards and the difference in them. You're just not seeing these sell. They are, currently like Spoils of War. You can't find one for under 115, 110, 100, 115. But they're not necessarily selling at these price points, especially with Unlimited coming on the scene. It's just really interesting. Like I said, this is a player's market right now. It's not a collector's market. So keep all that in mind. We're kind of trending sideways. You can see just kind of no real home runs to talk about. Dread Triptych, a Runeblade card that's kind of seen some action in the last 24 hours. Runeblade Barrier, Rattlebones. Again, you're seeing all these kind of cards that are being specced on right now with the announcement of the new heroes. Last week we saw some Guardian stuff ticking up. This week we're seeing some Runeblade ticking up. But it's not skyrocketing. It's not going nuts. We'll talk about when we get to Unlimited too. Let's do a first edition Rainbow Foil Rares. Do we do regular Majestics? No, this is regular Majestic right here. So regular Majestics, you're sitting kind of, we're downtrending again, 6% downwards. You're kind of just, again, like I think Unlimited's really affecting these non-foil Majestics. What's interesting is, will it affect the rainbow foil Majestics? It appears that it's slightly, but it's affecting the non-foil Majestics more. Again, it's super interesting stuff. The way that this is all going to shake out, I can't wait to look back on this at the end of a year and just see how it affected. And when everything settles down, we've had Unlimited out and Monarch's kind of done the Monarch thing. It'll be really interesting to see, do we really value first edition Majestics more than the Unlimited ones? I'm very curious. So rainbow foil rares, no huge things. You're starting to see these hero cards lose some significant value, as again there is now a unlimited version of the rainbow foil popping on. Marvin Skies actually losing some value. Again, Unlimited come out, so now you don't need the first edition ones. It's just interesting. It's an interesting world. Let's check out Marvin Skies here to show you what's been going on with it. This is a card that's run in the chain deck. It's super important in the chain deck, and we had, you know, kind of significant increase in the card, and then now with Unlimited, this is like when Unlimited was released, right? So with Unlimited, the price is kind of tailing off. So I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I don't know what the market's going to do. The market's either going to accept or reject Majestic rainbow foils and first edition rainbow foils and all those things. We have accepted them for alpha and for arc, so if time repeats itself, we'll accept them now. But those were also much different because it was so much harder to get those products. So, all right, let's talk about regular rares. Marvin Skies, you can see the Unlimited one is also trailing down. We're down 8%. We're down 9-10% for the foil ones. The commons, the rainbow foil on the common side, as it loads in, we're down 10%. Again, you're just starting to see Unlimited really affect the first edition market. Let's take a look at the expected value here. This is something I want to hammer in on. The important part for Crucible of War is your Majestic regular cards and your Majestic rainbow foil cards, and then your rare cold foils and Majestic cold foils. Look at how much of this little pie chart, I guess it's a square pizza pie. See how much of the EV that this takes up. You're not in this legendary side. The legendaries have such an important aspect to the other sets, but in Crucible of War, it's not about the legendaries, it's about the Majestics. It'll be really interesting to see how this set holds up with Unlimited, because if Unlimited is going to affect the price of the Majestic regular and the Majestic rainbow foil, then it's going to affect the EV significantly for Crucible of War. Now, Majestic cold foils, Majestic rare cold foils, I don't think that Unlimited will have anything to do with those. So those could help prop up the value. These Majestic cold foils, these rare cold foils will have to start increasing in order for these numbers to increase. That's all I'm trying to say. Right now, if you were to open a box, if you were to open 40 boxes, you can expect around $758. If you're only going to open up a case, it really doesn't change it that much. It's at $695 because the legendaries, you're not guaranteed a legendary per case in Crucible War. But if you're going to open up just one box, you're really sitting at more like $576. So this does not include the legendary there. So if you're just opening up one box, you can kind of expect $576. Again, you know, the Majestic cold foil, if you're opening up crew and you hit a Majestic cold foil, you'll probably make your money back. I really consider the Majestic cold foil kind of the pseudo legendary per case in the box. So, you know, if you're going to open it, get a Majestic cold foil and you'll be sitting good. All right, let's talk about Unlimited. As we get in here, remember that it's super important that you don't invest in Unlimited because the players need the cards, and additionally, there's always going to be more Unlimited, so it's going to be hard to invest in. So right now, you're starting to see the Tunic trend downwards, which is really something that I thought would happen earlier. but we kind of started out at 145. We kind of floated there for a while. Now that product's sitting into people's hands, I really, really believe that the Unlimited Tunic from Crucible War is a $75 to $80 card. I firmly believe that. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. I'll tell you if I'm wrong, but we gotta give the market some more time to react to things. Cheyenne I saw for 114. Those are both down about 5%. Looking at the Unlimited Rainbow Foil Majestics, we've got Rattlebones ticking up. We've got, Rattlebones is probably a spec on Runeblade, I think. But the rest of them, not really. Dread Triptych actually trending down. These started out at such a high price point for a $20 card. Even with people specking on it and buying them up, they are not able to. The market is just being saturated with singles right now, as stores and individuals are opening their crew boxes and then selling the cards that they don't want. So super important to think about there. Again, some of the data stuff is all screwy, so we'll show you the percentage increase and decrease at the end of the video. Let's take a look. Oh, Bloodsheath Skeleton. Let's show you on TCG Player here. Bloodsheath Skeleton. You can see how many of these were purchased. This is one of the things I wanted to make a sense. Last night, tons of these were purchased, right? This is just, oh my gosh. Look at this. Just last night with the announcement. You had Bloodsheath Skeleton started at 25. It jumped up all the way to, let's see, Unlimited. I think it was $35. 30. That's Rainbow Foil. All the way normal 28. Rainbow Foil 33. And now you have just all these people purchased them, but today still on the market $27. Okay, and okay, let's use a more repeatable seller. This guy, $28. So even people are speculating. Don't speculate. Buy the cards that you want for the deck. If you're like, oh, I might play the new Runeblade deck, buy the cards you want, absolutely. But don't go out and buy. I had an order the other day. It was Guardian cards. I was on TCG Play. All my singles, if you go to cavdainsmarket.com, hit the singles button, and then you are supporting the channel, as well as I get a kickback from TCG Player as an affiliate. But I had my singles on there. Somebody bought out all the Guardian cards. I mean, like, I had 8. They bought 8. You don't need 8 for your deck. That Guardian card, the market's going to add more. I thank you for buying the cards from me. Super appreciative of it. I love it. I need money. That's great. But it's a stupid investment. The boxes they're going to see so many boxes be opened. Do not spec on unlimited cards. It makes no sense for you, and it makes no sense for the game. It's terrible for the game. My gosh. All right. Meanwhile, Rattlebones, Runeblood Barrier, everything going up because of Runeblade, which makes sense. People are buying the cards for the Runeblade. Let's hope that's what they're doing and not just specking on it. Don't spec on unlimited. Keep first edition for your specs. All right. Let's talk about, where are we? I got on a little tangent. Rainbow Foil Rares, as we go in, we're down 17%. You're going to see the Majestics. They're going to trend down. We'll show you at the end. All this stuff's trending down because more and more boxes are being opened. Your average Rainbow Foil Rare is sitting at $1.60. Your Unlimited Rare, the regular ones without being Rainbow Foil, are also trending down 20%. Marvin Skies even down. Again, you're starting to see the supply just completely outpace the growth and the amount of people who are buying cards right now, which is to be expected when the EV was like 170 last week or something like that. Looking at the Rainbow Foil Commons, then you're going to start to see a lot of the same stuff. We're down 8 to 9%. These are interesting. These are like I opened up 16 boxes of crew last night. I think I only got 3 or 4 of these Rainbow Foil weapons. So I'm wondering if they're like 1 per case type thing. So these will be interesting to see what happens. I opened 30 boxes for patrons too. I did not see 1 box. I've heard people suggest that. Maybe 1 every 2 boxes, something like that. I did not personally pull a lot of them last night. But I would say that these actually trend higher than the other cards that we've seen in the equipment Rainbow Foils from WTR and ARC. I would say these probably average out on the $4 to $5 to $6 mark once the supply hits. But right now there's significant value in some of these cards. But anyway, moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at the EV and see where we are compared to last week. Okay, so I told you the average Majestic, it's all foiled in there. So $29, it's down. So the Majestics were down about 14% this week for the Rainbow Foil Majestic. The non-foil Majestics were down about 13%. sorry, the calculations on that other page weren't working. So keep in mind, this is the important part. If you're going to open up 40 boxes, you'll be sitting on an average around 157. Now, if you want to pick and choose what you want calculated in this, you can go to ev.kitchentablетcg.com. There's a little tool there. It's free to use. It's not part of the Patreon. A tool that you can use to calculate this out. I personally, last night, put all my cards into TCG Player. I used a spreadsheet and I averaged it out. And I only sell above rare. I don't sell the rare rainbow foils. Actually, I only sell the heroes, right? So I actually was able to manage $117 per box with my average. And I sold at I put my cards up at TCG low. So just keep that in mind. This will include like the rainbow foil commons and those types of things. I don't list those. I listed some of the weapons, but I don't list all those. So keep in mind this 141, 151, that's a little bit exaggerated because it's including the rares. I don't include those. So if you want to utilize the tool for you, ev.kitchentablетcg.com. I think it's a cool tool for you guys to be able to utilize this. So finally, we're starting to see the supply of unlimited come into the market. That being said, boxes are still worth like 100. I would say it's more than worth it to open up boxes. I myself opened up boxes. I would say you'll probably net yourself around $120 a box that you'll be able to sell on TCG Player. You'll be able to profit. That's a profit after fees. You're still profiting like 20% over opening a box of sealed product if you're buying it for $84-85. Again, if you're looking for cases at MAP, I do have some cases available at captainsmarket.com. I'm just going to open them for singles at some point because it's better for me to open them for singles. Anyway, I just don't have that much time, but this is good. This is a good way to see the market. I think we're finally starting to, we had the initial supply run that dripped out and then we dried up for a couple weeks. The supply has seemingly been fixed from distribution. Maybe it's just that people are mostly buying tails right now, but it seems like we have enough boxes right now. So good job to LSS for getting boxes to us. And yeah, it's definitely worth it to open them up. I am evidence of that last night. So hope you guys are having a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. If you're looking for a way to track your collection and you want to support content like this, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. Get access to that collection tracker, support the channel, be a part of it, get the Midtown Merchant discount code, and you get to be a part of our awesome Discord community. The rest of you guys, I hope that you have yourself a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and we'll see you tonight. My spoiler video goes up right after Rudy from Alpha Investments video. It'll be 6:30 p.m. I will link it in the description of the video and in the comment section. Hopefully we see you there. Have yourself a good day.